Greetings and welcome back to another exciting episode of Nullspace. I am Scott Null.
And I
am Scott fucking Null. The nulliest Null. Yes, sir. I think we did it a little loud. Anyway.
Okay. I'm the Hawaiian shirt filled Jerry Bear.
Filled?
Yes, I'm full of Hawaiian shirts.
I see you wearing one, but I don't know why you're filled with them. I don't want to know.
Okay. I have a different one each time, you know this.
I am aware.
I could go out this room, come back with a different one.
Still, I mean, I've got lots of, video games. I'm not full of video games.
They're in my body.
Okay. We've got a couple topics to go through tonight. First topic, we're going to be discussing replay versus long play, which is more important when buying a new game.
Mm-hmm. Or penises.
Penises. Yeah. Replay my penis.
Or long play my penis.
Jerry.
What?
Replay versus long play. Would you rather have your game have a great replay value but be short, or take a very long time to beat?
Well, obviously, I am Captain Nostalgia. Therefore, I like replay a lot. So I like to go back and relive my childhood as much as I can. Because I am special.
You are special. We ought to just start calling you Captain Nostalgia. We'll just switch your name over to Captain Nostalgia.
We can say Captain Nostalgia. You just go into the whole back audio, hi, welcome. I'm Captain Nostalgia. Captain Nostalgia.
Captain Nostalgia would rewrite history with nostalgia glasses.
You would.
So I'm saying, actually, I'd have to say that having a longer, more fulfilling game is more important to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing. I'm going to go home. I'm joking.
So, explain your case there, Ugly. Why do you think that having a short, sweet game is more important than having...
Fucking Mario 3.
Okay, you can't just say Mario 3 for all of your answers.
I don't care. Mario 3 is a fantastic game. Or even Mario 1, Sonic 2. Those are kind of short games, but it took a lot of time.
Sonic 2 is not a short game. You go to hell.
But after you master it, you can fucking go through it like that, right?
No. There is no mastering that game. I've beaten it.
But there's a lot of replay into that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose even though I die, I still don't get tired of the first few, especially Casino Night. Casino Night, the greatest level in gaming history, and the fact that it takes you a little while to get there makes it more sweeter.
I don't know, even with Mario 3, I can, use the warp whistles if I want, go to my favorite worlds that I want.
Now, the warp whistles were there in place of having a saving mechanic, weren't they?
Were they? Yeah, I think so. I mean, because it doesn't have save, but you can...
Because the game takes a little longer to play.
It does if you're going one by one, but... if you know what you're doing, you can just go walk around with it.
I suppose you can compare the old games that even when you play Mario through would take you, if you're going at a slow pace, about 5 hours?
Really? Wow.
Beginning to end?
Well, about the first Mario game, you can probably...
First Mario game you can beat in under...
an hour.
What is the current 8 minutes?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's with all the warp pipes and shit. If
you could still beat it.
There's a lot of secrets and whatnot, but...
Yeah. Now, what about modern games? Because a game that would take that long back then, I'm thinking of something like Star Tropics.
Yeah.
Star Tropics would have been considered a long epic title. Even Zelda. You can't just... Your first playthrough, beat it in one sitting like that. It took time, and it saved mechanics, stuff like that. Now, what about modern games? See, I'm thinking of games like... Now, I say modern, but I'm going to go back to Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Now, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X. These are my two favorites, and I've never actually beaten 10 because it takes so fucking long to play. And... That's part of it with me. I don't need to be able to replay that game because the story was so excellent, and being able to unfold it slowly and take it page by page made the game just phenomenal.
Okay, I see what you're saying. There's Metal Gear Solid 4. I went through it. Cutscenes are nice. The gameplay is really good. I just have to make sure I am dedicated my whole day to playing this one particular game. Because if anything interrupts me, I have to fucking go back, whatever. I'm I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
All right.
Now I just sound like a fucking crazy person.
Yes, you do. But, I mean, you can't compare Metal Gear Solid 4, which is so cutscene, story-driven heavy, versus a game you can just pick up and play like Ocarina of Time.
You know, but I have yet to beat Metal Gear Solid 4, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant to get into Metal Gear Solid 5 right now.
Well, when the game's like, there's a difference between longevity and just dragging.
Okay.
Like, an exciting game, Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm going to even go through the same... I actually can't play it these days. I tried it because I bought the HD collection for PS3.
I got about halfway through and I stopped.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is boring as hell. I love that series. The first Metal Gear Solid 1. Honestly, the game is a bit longer, but still, you can, when you have it down, you can beat it pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And the replay value was there because you would actually, as you go, you had to play it 3 times to have unlocked everything.
Sure.
But it was still a long game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, usually longer games like that don't hold up with replay value to me.
Sure.
A game that takes 20 hours plus, I can't just pick up and play again. It'll take me years to pick up the title again if I still own it. Ocarina of Time is one of my yearly games. I play it once a year.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I don't go through the whole thing, though. I play, like, the first couple of dungeons, and I'm pretty good, and I'm satisfied.
Oh, I play it till the end.
Well, I'm saying about Christmas, because Christmas I have a bunch of games I need to go through because of my Captain Nostalgia of, like, I need to have that Christmas feel. So I'm like, all right, let's do this part and then this part.
But, like, I still, I mean, those are the stories that are best versus a game that's just quick and punchy, like Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, mm-hmm. which was over in, how long did we play it? 40 minutes? And half of that was...
No, we got it in about 20 minutes.
That was quick and punchy, and it played well, but it was too short.
Oh, it was just a small, miniature little sandbox, that's all. It was a demo sandbox. But, I guess what replay value, when I guess I was more raised on, like, arcade games, like the Atari 2600 kind of stuff.
Okay, arcade games and Atari 2600 generally don't fit in the same...
Well, they were like ports, like Asteroids. Asteroids, I prefer the original arcade compared to the 2600.
Asteroids will go on forever if you keep playing.
I know, but it has no point. You just shoot other squares with other squares. I fucking love that game. A lot. There's no story, there's no concept, there's just fucking shooting blocks with other blocks.
Do you think that's something we're missing from the industry these days, is short, punchy games like that? Like, we have games like Plants vs. Zombies, which are essentially...
Oh my god, I love Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies is just almost cover-based shooting. It's alien. It's Space Invaders.
It's a tower defense. I mean, but... Like, the first time I played it, I was immediately addicted to it. I didn't know what the hype was, and after I got into it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I beat it within the first hour, and I found myself going back and playing it all over again, and all over. I've beaten this game dozens of times, and I have it almost on every single platform.
See, I like a game that I can pick up and play again right away, but it doesn't stick with me. It's forgettable. It doesn't stick with me as long as games like JRPGs, the US RPGs, RPG.
So you're more of a story heaven. Yeah,
story heaven.
Story heaven guy. Story driven.
Story heaven
cool.
where...
and I'm the opposite. I like stupid, unnecessary bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I will play through the Grand Theft Auto story first before actually screwing around in it. So.
I mean, there's Vanquish. I get one of my favorite games. I've talked about this numerous times. I have jetpacks on my knees, and I go... And no, it's stupid. If it's unnecessary, stupid fun, I'm okay. But, even arcade games, they had... it's all based on scores. And how many points you got. And, of course, with the Atari, you couldn't actually save any of the scores. I would actually write down my highest scores. Anyways, I would go back and try to improve my score each time, just to give myself, like, a little, endurance test to see how far or whatever I can do. I mean, because there was no levels.
I mean, games can also have both. They can have huge, long, vast games and be replayable at any time. A game that comes to mind is Skyrim.
Yeah.
I can play that 200 plus hours and start over and play it 200 plus hours again.
What about Animal Crossing? What would Animal Crossing be classified as?
You don't replay Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, the only reason you're replaying is if there's something terrible happened to your town. And
speaking of which, I lost my save file during a transfer.
And you do not... I mean, you don't play it again right away after you lose everything, you know? You're like,
you take some time off.
You're not like, oh, well, that is some serious damage to your psyche there, and it's not cool.
It's like, well, that's 200 hours out of my life that I just gone.
See, I've been playing Animal Crossing a little bit every day, and I wouldn't call it replay, even though I'm doing basically the same things every day. I would call that continuous play. Because I'm not starting over every time.
That's a good concept, like that continuous play.
Well, that's longevity. That's a long game. It's the same thing as like Minecraft.
No.
And certain Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon campaign games like the Red, Blue, Green, Gold, Silver, Sapphire, Emerald. I could go on. Those would be games that I replay occasionally, but I mean, you have essentially the longer game, 20 hours plus, and it takes a while, versus Pokemon Snap, which is 3 hours.
If that, dude. If that. I played that with Kelly, in under an hour and a half or so. It was fun. And we after we beat it, let's do it again.
so yeah, which one's better?
It actually
obviously the campaign ones, and you're wrong.
It depends on the game, though, man. I mean, there are good games out there that I do love the storyline as well. I mean, Max Payne 3, I love that game a lot. And I would go back I even watched, the movie versions on YouTube where they just have all the cutscenes and whatnot. That's really cool. I really enjoyed, Max Payne's, emo, dark, passion.
So you admit it's better for games to be longer and maybe have less replay.
No, I
mean...
You
totally admitted that, and I win.
Okay, well... I'm saying that it really depends on the execution of the game, of how well it's presented, or actually the person in itself. I'm not going to go in to say, I like JRPGs because I want to shoot myself every time I go into a JRPG.
But the random encounters and the cool, cute players...
And that's what you enjoy. And that's totally your nerd love right there. That's not my nerd love. My nerd love is unnecessary, stupid shit.
Max Payne is your waifu.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like arcade games, Why are you laughing over there?
Anyway, you like your Simpsons Arcade.
Simpsons Arcade?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good one.
Your
the
Ninja
X-Men's
Turtles.
Arcade.
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time, the Turtles arcade game was fucking fabu. I was trying to actually snag up a marquee of that just to have in my room.
So say you have some downtime, are you more likely to play a game that you can just pick up and go and just run with, be done with, get it done? Or would you want to actually take your time and go through something a little more deep?
Actually, what I find myself doing now, because I finally started unboxing after I moved, I have my library coming back to me, and I still have about 300 games I have not touched. So what I do is I go to my shelf, I close my eyes, and I go boop, boop, and I pull two things out. And I just pop it in, and I see what goes on.
All right. Well, we're going to give you that choice again, and hopefully
I don't want
answer the question.
I just asked you, I don't know what I'm going to go into. I don't know if it's going to be a long story arc or it's just going to be arcade. I just pick something random and I go.
Honestly, I really, there are games that I like to replay quick, like Mario 3. Before bed, you just pop it on, you just run through it. There's just those moods you get into where you just want to play an old favorite that doesn't take long. But honestly...
Tetris. I play Tetris a lot.
Well, puzzle games don't count.
Well, Tetris is a fucking... Say Tetris is not a game.
Shut up.
Are you... do you like America?
I have Tetrasitis so bad. There's a constant Tetris game going on in my head, and every time I smile, it's because I get one of the long blocks, and it just blew away 4 rows.
I blew away my apartment because a piece goes over here.
Anyway, I'm more likely to pick up a game that takes 20 hours plus because I like playing it over a few days and just having something else to think about when I'm bored at work, or something like, oh, I have to go through the water temple, I gotta remember where this is and that is, and stuff like that. Versus, I mean, playing Tetris, it's more like popping candy than eating a meal, you know? It's just like, yeah, that was momentarily satisfying, but I usually crave something a little bigger.
No, that's totally understandable. I mean...
Look, your mom!
Do you even know my mother?
Not really. I think I met her twice.
People of the show who know me know my mother. Scott doesn't. And we're going to leave it at that.
I'm going to edit that out. That was stupid.
You think it's stupid.
Anyways. So... I mean, there are games that can obviously be too long. Final Fantasy 13. 100 hours of playing.
I'm sorry. I got 1 hour in. I'm like, I'm done.
100 hours of play time, and it's just walking.
There was one game that I really wanted to get into, obviously, last week, if you're paying attention, was Destiny. And Destiny was supposed to be that long, drawn-out game, and they were going to continue on and on with each DLC expansion, because even if you just buy the one core game, it ends, but it's not the end of that chapter. You have to buy each fucking chapter. And I'm at that point right now where I'm so fucking tired of the game, I don't even want to know the chapters anymore. I've checked out right now. I'm thinking about selling the game because I hate it. Well, it's all based on the leveling system. The leveling system is a piece of shit. But anyways...
Leveling systems right there. World of Warcraft. Now that's a game you invest time in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It eats time.
And I'm totally okay with, like, you know, investing into your character and building. And I totally, because you're, like, putting yourself into this character. You are growing with this character. That's awesome. I like that. Destiny does not do that. It doesn't at all.
But the thing about World of Warcraft is it's another one of those games where if you lost everything, you don't start over right away and go, oh, well, guess I'm rebuilding. Some people actually go and do themselves harm if they lost everything. So... I've seen
the YouTube videos of people who've gotten quote-unquote hacked and freaked the fuck out.
It's distressing.
Yeah.
You put a lot of time into that.
I mean, when I lost my Animal Crossing save file last week or so, I wasn't too hurt over it. It was more like, well, I can start my adventure again. Yeah. Scott's plot play with a kitty. Don't you look at this, a kitty? Kitty. It's my kitty.
When I lost my Animal Crossing save file, it's because I deleted it because I wanted to start over and play with Kelsey, and I still felt pretty sad about it. And now I finally got rid of Kevin the tiger pig. He was pissing me off.
My fucking town.
Now he's in Kelsey's town.
Can't get rid of him.
But Wart Jr. moved out, now I'm happier.
Mario World. That's a game I can pick up and like beat within like a half hour, or I can take like, you know, a couple days on it. I think that's a good, nice balance too. Like a game that you can beat easily within like a couple minutes, or you can really stretch out your time on it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Mario games, you can really do that with like Mario 1, 2, or 3, or Mario Worlds. Like you can do all of those. You can warp anywhere, or you can just take your time and just go the hard course. Like, you know.
There's the type of game that really pisses me off is the one that has absolutely no replay value. Like, I prefer a longer game, but I also want to be able to want to play the game in the future. Mm-hmm. Dishonored really, really crapped out at the end there for me.
Oh, yeah.
With the fact that you can start the game over, completely over. And, yeah, it was fun to play through the first time, but can I come back with anything? No, then that really killed it for me, you know?
Yeah, I remember that you were extremely butthurt about that. You wanted to have your powers all the way over again and just see what the fuck you can do.
Yeah, just really kick the crap out of the game and have everything. I mean, hell, Metal Gear Solid was doing that back in, 96, 98, where you could come back with, hey, I fucked up the torture scene, and now I have the stealth camo, and wow, I can walk up behind this guy now, completely invisible, and put C4 on his ass, and then watch him explode.
And that's fun, you know, it's just...
Or, hey, I aced the torture scene, now I've got the infinity bandana, and I can just keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting.
Yeah, that's a reward to the player actually putting the time into the game, and like, yep, good job, you beat the game, now go have fucking fun with our game again.
Yeah.
And I like that, and what was it, Resident Evil 4... I forgot how I unlocked it though, but yeah, it was an infinite rocket launcher. That was great. Like, so we went back all the way to the beginning of the game after we beat it, and I just equipped this thing, and I'm like, I'm just blowing up everything and just making chaos. Like, because usually you have to find those little blue coins hidden in the tree, and you have to be like really precise in your aim. Like, fuck, blow your eyes, just blow up the whole damn tree. Like, I was just having a fun time with the rocket launcher. I'm like, but this was my little reward of, you know, spending hardcore time on the long cutscenes in the game and finding everything, and you know, that was my reward, and I like that. And I get to go do it all over again.
Little evil Napoleons, and what are you buying? What are you selling?
What are you buying?
Anyway, I'm going to give you the question one more time here. Between playing an epic and playing something punchy and quick, it's essentially House of the Dead versus Resident Evil 4. Which one, tomorrow, Labor Day is Monday, which one will you most likely play?
Probably short and sweet stuff.
There you go.
I'm going to probably jump on Call of Duty and play online.
There you go. And it's also great to have those games that maybe not...
Killing Floor 2, actually, recently. Me and my brother.
Killing Floor 2, yeah, it's on sale right now on Steam.
Is it right now?
Steam weekend.
I'm going to fucking buy that, because I'm stealing Gary's account right now. By the way, Gary, thank you.
Shut up.
Gary's licking yourself.
Oh my god.
Is our armpits? Can you guys hear that?
She stopped. She's loud. Anyways, also, so that's something that has to be discussed. Is games that you can that are longer, but you can just pick up and go, even for a short time. Animal Crossing is one. New Metal Gear Solid, you can do little missions. Just kind of go, hey, I got 20 minutes. Hop on, fly to Afghanistan, run around, kidnap somebody, and go. Okay, got to go to work.
Yeah. I think that's also why I like Animal Crossing a little bit more too. Is just because like I can spend like 5 minutes on it, or I can spend 5 hours on it. It doesn't matter.
We'll talk about run and gun games like that some other time. Anything else you want to say about short and sweet versus long and hairy?
Animal Crossing's run and gun.
Just games pick up and go. How about that?
Oh, Kitty's licking herself.
Oh my god!
Bring the kitty over here. I want to touch it.
All right, Jerry, this is fast becoming your favorite segment of the day, so why don't you kick us off?
What? Oh, fuck you?
No! Hi, Gary!
Oh, Gary! Gary, I love you.
What's our theme song for Hi, Gary going to be, Jerry?
Oh, I'm working on it right now in another program, so it's probably going to be like, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to be yet.
You want a second chance here for a Hi, Gary?
Hi, Gary. Hi, Gary. Gary, I love you. Gary. Gary. Hey, Gary. Gary, I bought you another Christmas present, Gary. Gary, guess what? Gary. Gary, hi.
That's enough.
Gary.
And that was Hi, Gary. We actually have a special segment for this week, requested by friend of the show and donator now.
Oh, snap. We have 2 donators total. This
3.
3?
3.
I know Gary donated a penny, right?
Yeah, so did Kelly. They both donated like 3 and 4 cents.
That's awesome. I didn't know. That's right. Kelly did. Okay, I'll go.
Anyways, Dave.
As the highest donator.
Yeah, Dave donated. And he requested a Hi, Dave segment. So for this week, just for this week, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. How's it going? You smell terrific.
That's a lie.
He doesn't smell terrific, does he?
I'll tell some Dave stories next time just for him.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, second topic of this week. Jerry, you go ahead and introduce this one.
I forgot what the topic was.
Oh,
was it
God.
Movies?
Yes.
Oh.
No. It was brick and mortar.
Oh, the brick and mortar stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're doing brick and mortar, apparently. I don't know.
What the hell does that mean?
I have fucking no idea right now. I am looking at my feet.
Okay, I'm talking physical stores, or do you buy online?
Oh, we're talking about that.
Stop sucking on your fucking toes. You're not going to be invited here anymore. You know what? I'm gonna insist on a Clugor challenge next. You're gonna make me gag. Stop it! Oh my god!
There's so much spit on my toes.
Oh god! I'm gonna throw up. I swear to God.
Look at that. It's all gross. Here, it's all on my hands now. Don't worry.
Oh my god! I'm so close to... No, stop!
Can you actually get your foot up to your face like this?
I am cutting this episode. Oh my god. Stop.
Alright.
Oh,
brick and mortar.
Jesus. So, this was your topic. You go ahead and introduce it.
I don't know, it was just... I don't know, as of recently, we've been noticing other local stores shutting down as of recent.
Even stores.
Video game stores.
And
even GameStop a while back, they were even worried about them shutting themselves down too because of the digital sales. But now GameStop is kind of reverting into like toy sales. Like if you walk into a GameStop, even what I've noticed around here, half their inventory are toys.
They've got a lot of those pop vinyl figures.
A lot of pop vinyl, a lot of the new Batman Arkham, like whatever the hit game is out nowadays.
Not even just toys, but figurines too. But no, they're also moving to Apple stuff, tablets, iPads.
So they're trying to find new ways to, adapt, which is probably the best way you do it in a business, is try to adapt or die.
Yeah. Now, have you been contributing to local stores, or have you been buying online? Because I've been buying a lot of shit online lately. Amazon, pre-order. I pre-order online, and that's when I'm not just buying digital copies.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's I kind of do both, but as for video games, I haven't bought much at all in any store, just because I have fucking everything. But if it comes down to it, it's probably mostly Steam at this point, or the Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
So it's probably, I guess my answer would be digital.
Are brick and mortar stores dying out? Do you think? Are you done shopping at them, or are you just...
No. I mean, I still like collecting. I'm getting to the point of my collection is becoming overbearing, and I can't fit a lot of stuff in my apartment.
See, honestly, I do like buying online just because it's easier for me to just have it shipped here, but there's also something to say with going to the store and picking it up and having it that day.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a local business around here, I'd try and support it, but right now we've just got the corporate places, and there's nothing wrong with going corporate. It's just you want to support the little guy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the little guy has actually stuff that you want compared to, like...
Pricing can always be a bit dodgy, though.
Yeah, that's a problem sometimes, but, that's... pick and choose your poison, really.
And then I don't like going to department stores to buy my games because I'm a Nintendo fan and I always feel like their assholes are judging me. Because you have to go there, ask the person at the counter, who's usually like 18.
You've always told these stories to me, and I feel like I've never, ever felt this way, ever.
I always feel weird when I have to go and ask for them to open the case for me to buy the new Pokemon. I feel like an idiot.
No, I've never felt this way.
Go the McDonald's to McDonald's ordering just toys for the Happy Meals.
I do. I just did that a couple weeks ago about the Nerf toys. I was like, what Nerf toys do you got? I'm like, well, we got this one. I'm like, I'll take that one. Goodbye.
That's not something to be proud of.
Well, I fucking love little Nerf toys. They're cute.
Anyways, at least at the game stores.
Scott, are you embarrassed to be who you are?
I am.
Why? Don't make me put my feet in my mouth again.
Don't do that again. At least at the game stores, usually you don't get any crap for what you're buying. Because
but I also hate the stupid attention I get. I don't like getting attention. That's my thing.
You don't like them following you around and asking you,
hey man, how's it going today? Do you want to pre-order this? I'm like, I really don't want to. Like, what about this game? This game's pretty rad. Have you played that? I have played that. Well, you want to talk about it? I don't want to fucking talk about it.
GameStop has actually dialed back on that stuff.
Oh, good.
I guess company-wide, they're doing more of a, instead of suggestive sales, they're doing more of customer first, as in not attention, but, with experience.
Well, I've been to a couple other stores, and I'm not saying GameStop has been doing that a lot, but I go to other stores, and they're like, too much attention is not good.
Like, you gotta say the board game store? I'm not gonna say a name, but...
I went to a restaurant, actually, and it was a buffet. And I noticed, I was just talking about this today, and I'm like, I just want to leave without them acknowledging me that I was like, hey, have a good day. I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's just my money. I just want to eat my food and leave. That's all I want to do. But they have to acknowledge me, like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I know you're trying to be friendly. I know you're doing your job. Just leave me alone. I guess I'm a very, I'm a people person. I just don't care when I'm out there being a customer.
You just want to get in and out.
I just want to get in and out.
I have a problem with that with not the gaming store, but the board game store we frequent. It's a corporate-owned place, and their employees will fucking follow you.
Oh, yeah. That game, I know what store you're talking about. They have a very good inventory, and they know what they're talking about.
The stuff's pricey. The stuff is pricier than you can buy it for online. But again...
You want it that same day kind of thing.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of stuff out that you can try.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's definitely more customer-friendly. You can tell, it's by nerds for nerds.
Mm-hmm.
But they gotta leave me the fuck alone while I'm shopping.
What was it? I went there last time, and I was looking at 2 different card games that I was interested in, but I was approached by 3 different people. I know they're doing their job, and I don't care. Like I told him like, please leave me alone. I just want to look at this.
Kotaku actually posted an interesting article that was just what are your worst game store stories, and I mean GS was in there quite a bit because it's the one game store everybody knows.
Well, it's a very popular one, I mean,
you're going to run into shitty employees everywhere.
Yeah,
but it's always a bit interesting to me because if you're a woman in these stores, you get it 3 times, 4 times, 8 times as bad as men. Because you go in there, it's either are you buying something for your boyfriend or you're getting hit on.
Yeah, and
or you're just getting laughed at. So
I feel bad for the females that go into the game stores.
I mean, it's creepy.
Yes, it's.
I honestly wouldn't go in one without you.
Yeah, I don't get hit.
I don't go by myself.
I don't get hit on when I go into video game stores, which is kind of sad sometimes because there's a cute. No, I don't.
Was I working that day, Scott?
I don't have to worry about it. It's just not something that registers to me that I have to. When someone approaches me, especially an employee, I have to go, oh, they're going to try and sell me something. Not, oh, they're going to be really creepy to me. But some people do not get that freedom, I guess.
Yeah. My girlfriend gets upset when she goes to video game stores just because of the fact that she feels like she knows more than the people that are trying to sell to her.
Well, I mean, I feel like that. I feel I know more than everybody everywhere. So.
But she feels like just because she's a girl, she gets kind of like,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, condescending.
Yeah,
attitude.
exactly. She's like, well, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I know this and this. You know this? She's like, no. I'm like, then shut up, please leave me alone.
Yeah. And then, like, it's almost the same feeling I get when I go to, like, the department stores. It's like, hey, I'm picking up Animal Crossing. And they're like, where are you getting that? And it's just like, fuck you, I'm getting this because I want to play it. Because you do get the bros that work in these places sometimes, the Call of Duty bros.
Yeah, I know. And, like, I play Call of Duty, and I know that game is just, it's just...
Dude, you here to pre-order the new Madden? No.
Oh, that fucking new Madden just came up. I'm sorry, I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm just here to pick up my JRPG and be a nerd.
I gotta do my hit points today.
I gotta draw my map and... Do you have the strategy guide? You have a new dating sim that came out? I'm lonely.
The dating sim. So, no, I think the brick and mortars, it depends on the business, I guess, in itself. Like, if you don't evolve, you're going to die. And, like, what GameStop is doing, like I said earlier, they're trying to adapt. And what, did they buy out Hot Topic? No.
GameStop bought ThinkGeek.
ThinkGeek, that is right. Hot Topic also tried to get ThinkGeek.
Yeah, Hot Topic tried to get ThinkGeek, but they didn't. The GameStop has ThinkGeek now, which, it's a fit.
No, yeah, I mean, they got a lot of, like, cool stuff in there.
A lot of people are pissed off. I didn't quite understand why. It wasn't as troubling to me as when Facebook bought Oculus.
It didn't really bother.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in either one of these companies. No. I go on ThinkGeek regularly. It's the same overpriced stuff.
Yeah.
Overpriced, but I shop there constantly. It's my first go-to place for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
GameStop, really, I mean, you hear the horror stories, but everywhere you go, hell, you go to a McDonald's, and you got shit at McDonald's constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And we love McDonald's.
You love McDonald's.
I do love it.
It's McDonald's is just it's a fast food service.
It's less about the company and more about the occasional employee that works there that you don't want to deal with. And unfortunately,
everybody has like that good employee, like they connect with them. Like that person's really cool, or that person's the worst. I mean, I guess it really does come down to who's working that day.
Yeah, like you either get the people that are talkative and polite and will just leave you alone unless you ask them a question, or the people that are just like. Fortunately for me, it seems to be a rarity, but the people that are assholes.
I notice it's like you got 3 different types. You got the people who are trying too hard and trying to not so hard.
Awesome.
Or you got the people in the middle that can automatically read people and their signs in their body language and like, okay, they know what they want, or I can help them out, and they just give them enough space or what they need.
And frankly, these people are dealing with customers all day long.
I know.
So having a grumpy attitude, I understand. It's just when they've got the weird holier than thou attitude, like, I work in the game store, so I automatically know more than you. I remember that feeling. I used to work there. I used to get stopped outside of campus and have them go, when does this game come out? I go, I don't fucking know. Check the internet. I'm in class right now. But, versus going online, you don't have to deal with any of this shit. It takes a little while for your stuff to get there, but Amazon has free one-day shipping in this area now because of the big warehouse that opened.
Yeah.
If you have Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really want to get into this?
No.
It's a little personal for me right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, versus buying online, you don't have to deal with people. Your stuff shows up a little later, but you have to pay for shipping. Essentially, that's... And if there's a problem with your order, it takes a little longer to work through. Mm-hmm. Essentially, that's the other half of the argument.
There's the other part, too. Like, I also like hunting now, my stuff.
True.
I like the hunt.
You do like the hunt.
The hunt, it keeps me going. It's a hobby for me. I mean, if there's a game that I'm looking for, I'm like, I want this game, but I also want the box and manual. And I can easily go online, but I don't trust the people online very much, like, say, on eBay. Because they're like, it's in great condition. And I get it, it's like fucking destroyed. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, that's happened to me numerous times, and I've complained. It was like, well, I said it was just like a picture. I'm like, the picture in your fucking thing that you took yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I get into fucking fights about it and every time. I'm like, this is a fucking waste of my time. That's why I like going to stores. And I can actually look at the product, see what it is, and I can actually, if there's a problem, I can return it within the first, week or two and be okay.
Yeah.
So, there's advantages and disadvantages. But you got not everybody is a collector, I mean, you got the main market of like...
Not everybody is your level of collector.
It's a nerdum kind of thing, What kind of shit do you collect?
Yeah.
Like, I collect video games. I like having boxes and I like having art, but that's kind of an expensive hobby sometimes, and not everybody wants to fucking do that.
There's also digital sales. Now that I've got my PC, I've been going pretty digital lately, and I've actually been trading in some of the hard copies of games I have that I bought digitally.
Yeah.
Now, you and I both love having the case displayed.
Oh yeah, it's like kind of like a badge. Like I fucking own this and I beat it and it was great.
It's the same thing as having a bookshelf or a movie case or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kelsey doesn't do that. She keeps all of her movies in a little envelope and doesn't have the case anymore.
CD case.
It's baffling to me.
I don't
when
understand
I went to college, you can't lug that back and forth every semester. I moved every semester. I'm not going to set that all up. You buy the movie case, you have one fucking thing to move.
Did you know what I did when I moved to Minneapolis in a different state? I lugged up 2 giant bookshelves with all my media.
And you were sad.
No, I wasn't. I got to sit in my room all day. I'm like, yes.
Look at your kingdom.
I had no space to move around, but I didn't give a fuck.
I will move all my books and organize them by rainbow color. Books are different.
There you go. It's buying.
That's your nerdum right
yes,
there.
I'm on the same plane as you. I just don't understand why you save all this stuff.
Well,
that's his books.
You just. What do you mean you don't understand? You just explained
that's his books. Yeah.
Anyways,
it's the same age.
The things I keep.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't get you.
I have the hard copy library that's not going anywhere. Like Arkham City, I'm never gonna look at the shelf and go, "Oh, Arkham City." It's one of those games that like I love it, but you don't show it off. Versus like Ico or
is it Eco?
Shut up. Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdom Hearts.
Isn't it Shadow of the Colossus?
I own like 3 different hard copies of Ocarina of Time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a digital copy. And I still have the hard copies.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I got my nice displayed boxes of Ninja Turtles on NES and Mario 2 and 3. I still need to get 1, but, just to make it look all nice and cool on the wall. It's my art almost to me, too. Like, I love showing that shit off. And when somebody comes in my room, like, oh my god, you got them. They can look at it, get that same feels I'm making, we can talk about it. It's that cool little moment,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, I get it. So as far as... Would you be okay with a world without the actual physical locations of stores?
Would I accept it? Yes, if they disappeared because everything's going online, it seems.
It's kind of like to me, it's like a red box versus a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I really do miss going to Blockbuster.
I do too. I mean, me and the girl were talking about that, and they're like, you know what we're doing tonight? We probably just going to Blockbuster and just getting burgers. I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome to me.
And you didn't have an excellent experience at Blockbuster every time.
No, we would go back. We didn't know what to find. We didn't know what we were gonna get.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where I think if all the GameStops in the world disappeared, you'd be bummed.
I would be kind of bummed.
I mean, you complain about it now. Well, not you specifically, but people out there complain about it, and GameStop honestly does get a bad rap.
They do.
Because you only hear the horror stories. You don't hear, I went to GameStop and bought my game and everything turned out all right. Because no one tells that story.
What was it? No, I had that actually. I had a story last week about that. Remember where I went to GameStop and I got my pre-order.
Yeah, we got our pre-orders, and it was awesome. But compared to if they were gone, it would just be kind of bumming. I want to buy this game, but I can't. I got to buy it online and download it.
There's one thing I did like what GameStop started doing was checking out. What was it? Oh, their trade-in values.
Yeah. The online trade-in values are really nice.
I mean, there's a couple games that I didn't really like, and I saw that they were going for a decent price. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And I'm like, I'm going to do it now before it, ditches it and, trade up. And I was happy with that. And it keeps me, in the game and what they do. I like it.
Any final thoughts on this topic?
Not really.
All right.
I mean, for really what it's worth, I'm like, it's going to get harder and harder for retro shit to come by because as retro things are, I mean, every day there's less and less retro stuff because they die, they disappear, they get broken, and and then you have to try to find that and it go up in price, and it becomes almost an antique store at this point. Like, how many antique stores do you see around here?
Shit ton. We just came back from Door County. You got to be kidding.
But are they successful?
Well, you'd have to assume they're still there.
I guess it could be just a mom and pop shop, but yeah.
I mean, just retro. The definition is poorly defined, and the stuff we're playing now will be retro in 10 years.
I guess that's our antique shop.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll move on to the next segment. Fuck you. Do you have a fuck you this week, Jerry?
It's still Destiny. I'm sorry.
Destiny.
I'm still butthurt over Destiny. I'm fucking...
You know what? This fuck you is a bit late. But my current fuck you is Konami. Not only because of Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Not only because Kojima's gone. My real big fuck you this week is the loss. And again, this is late. This is late in the game because Ground Zeroes came out fucking year ago. The loss of David Hayter as Solid Snake. I have been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 since it came out on, what?
The first.
Yeah, it came out on the first. And the game is solid. But every time...
Is it Metal Gear Solid?
Yes. Every time Snake opens his fucking mouth and says something in a voice that's not David Hayter, it's Kiefer Sutherland.
It's Keith, yeah.
And...
Did you almost say Queefer?
No, I almost said Keith.
No, he was arguing with me and tried to tell me it's Keith Sutherland. I was like, do you mean Keither Sutherland?
Kiefer.
And I looked it up, and that's what you were wrong about the other day.
Anyways,
I say Queefer Sutherland.
Anyways, I have nothing against I have nothing against the Sutherlands, but it's not David Hayter. And looking back at it, every memory I've had of a cutscene of this game, I have been subconsciously swapping the voices because I know David Hayter's Snake voice because I've been listening to it for the past 2 decades.
I love who doesn't like fucking Hayter. Seriously.
Yeah, and I have been replacing Sutherland's voice in my head with David Hayter. And David, on the off chance that you ever hear this, please do the Peter Dinklage thing for what is it, Destiny? Do a mod. Have someone work with you. Re-record every line in the game with your own voice. I will pay money for that.
Can you imagine a Kickstarter for that? I would actually throw money
I would do it.
It's like, it's just a mod. I'm just going to record the voices and you plug it in yourself.
Put it in. It's like a riff tracks for the game.
It's a riff tracks for games.
And
exactly.
It would be goddamn excellent.
Oh my god, that would fucking rock. That would rock my dick off.
All right, well, that's my fuck you of the week. Fuck you, Konami. I mean, there's an endless list of fuck you Konamis. They're stupid pink pachinko machines, Resident Evil, Silent Hill,
yeah,
goofy as hell. But specifically for David Hayter, fuck you. All right, Jerry. Random encounters. What have you run into this week?
Dude, my random encounter is It was actually pretty awesome. My good buddy Travis in Minneapolis, he contacted me and he couldn't get hold of me, and he contacted my girlfriend. And he's like, dude, you want a new 3DS for $100? And I'm like, what? You're talking about new or just a brand new 3DS? He's like, new. I'm like, oh, new. How the fuck is this possible? He's like, so show me a link. And it was I'm assuming this was a huge fuck up at Sears. And it was like 50% off. And it was $100 for a new 3DS. And luckily, Target price matches. So we didn't have a Sears around here right away. So we ran down to fucking Target 30 minutes before we had to go to bed because we had to get up early in the morning. We got it, and nobody fucking batted an eye. Nobody said anything. They're like, all right, here you go, $100 for a new 3DS. Like, and I'm like freaking out in my mind. I'm like, this can't be real. I must be dreaming. Fucking shoot me in the foot or something. I don't know. Like, it was really cool, and I finally got home, and I was really happy about it. I still couldn't believe it. But, of course, the only little butt hurts I've got about it was the memory stick wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
because
my other stick was 8 gigs and it was 4 gigs, so not all everything transferred. But I still got a brand new 3DS for
I might have
$100.
might have my old card. I'll have to take a look for you.
Oh, that's no problem. But yeah, if it's still going on, if you guys can find it out there with Sears.com, I'm sure they took it down by now. But that was pretty fucking awesome. I was always on the fence of getting one, but I had to grab it up at that point.
My random encounter this week: 7th Guest and 11th Hour for $250 on Humble Bundle. It is their Humble Bundle end of summer sale. Buy some shit. They've got make your own bundles for some games like Double Fine, Bethesda. It's going on for a couple more days. Money goes to a good cause, so get it going.
Do it, bitches.
And that's the Humble Bundle store, not just Humble Bundle. So do the Humble Bundle store, get some great deals. 7th Guest, one of the hokiest quote horror games from the early 90s.
It's an old point and click lane, but those games are great. Dude.
Yeah, it is such a great game. So that was I was sitting there humming a stupid little song I was making up. Humble Bundle store doesn't have anything for me, blah blah blah, and then let out this this gasp as soon as I saw 7th Guest at the bottom of the page. Something they buried. They're like, 7th Guest, and I was like, Kelsey's like, what? 7th Guest. I called my mom up. And just,
Mom, guess what?
That is literally. I go.
It was like tears in the moment.
I called her up and said, 7th Guest. What? 7th Guest. What about it? $250. I found it for $250. Where? She made a Steam account.
Your mom made a Steam account
for 7th Guest.
That's fucking great, man.
All right. So, what are you playing this week?
Grim Fandango.
Ah, yes.
Yes, I'm playing it.
Another Double Fine right there.
Oh yeah. Well, technically it was a LucasArts.
Yes, but now it's Double Fine because you're playing the HD remake.
I am, but you can also go back to original version, and there's also commentary on it too
from
Tim Schafer as well.
There you go.
So that was really cool, and I forgot who else was on the commentary, but yeah, I switched back and forth because it's really kind of cool to see, and I turned on the commentary. I'm gonna have to play it all the way through again just with commentary because they talk about all the little hidden things in the background, and that's really fucking sweet. I'm glad they added that. That was really cool.
I love that. I love when they do the switch back and forth.
I know. So I'm in the... Yeah, you can do HD remaster, widescreen, normal thing, and the old versus new, what it looks like back then or now. So yeah, it's a good remaster. I love it so far. I'm halfway through it again, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. So there's a lot of things I don't remember from it, but it's like playing it all over again. I'm like, this is so good.
Reliving that...
yeah.
There you go. Captain Nostalgia's happy. That's all you need.
That's right. But yeah, we can go back to that earlier thing of the long versus replay. So I think that's the best of both worlds right there. It's a very long, solid storyline with a puzzle.
But don't you know the jokes by the end? Replay value's got a tank there.
No, I still love the jokes. I
suppose.
I haven't heard them in a long time, and I'm like,
I suppose great. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is...
Or how many times do we quote Simpsons?
Yeah.
Like the first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Or seasons 2 through 5.
Well, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. Phantom Pains. It's... the first 2 hours, I was worried that I had outgrown the series, because this has been a series that I've been playing since Metal Gear Solid. And back then, Metal Gear Solid was the polygon mess, but it was excellent. The camera work was shit. It was the top-down the entire time. Stealth was okay, but it was,
It was pretty revolutionary for its time, though.
yeah, but you'd see the vision cone for the enemies walking around and stuff like that. It was very basic, and then as you went on, the series became very Fast and the Furious. It became very outlandish and goofy and jock rock and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it was for my high school brain perfect. It was just your action hero, Snake Plissken, blah 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 bullshit.
Yeah.
And I tried playing those same games again when it came out on HD, and I was bored because it was just so, it hadn't aged well. And I was like, playing Metal Gear Solid 5. The first 2 hours, I'm like, shit, because the writing's Kojima, so it's got awful.
It's Kojima's. Oh,
I will miss you forever, Kojima. But your writing is it is so action movie, blah. But I'm playing for the first 2 hours. I'm like, shit, have I actually outgrown this series? Am I too mature for this? And I'm happy to say I'm not, because the game really, it actually seems like the series has grown with me, because this game has developed into its own. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pains is by far the best Metal Gear Solid, and probably for me going to be Game of the Year.
Wow.
It's excellent. It's got a crafting system, which I'm always kind of like, does Metal Gear Solid need a crafting system? But you can actually, you've got Mother Base, which is like an oil rig in the middle of the ocean, and you can grab enemies from the field, knock them out, strap them to a big balloon that shoots them out of there, and they join your side. And it's you do it with sheep, and it's hilarious to see the sheep go and shoot out. The controls are smooth. It's wonderfully optimized for PC. I mean, I'm working on my GTX 970. Everything's maxed out.
Nice.
No frame rate 660 easy, and I mean the story is it's Kojima, but it's still the cutscenes they cut back on, and you really can go through this big open world, do whatever you want to do as far as exploration. If you want to play through the missions, and then just make your own story as you go.
That's what I hear. It's a little more customizable to your preference.
You really feel like Snake, Big Boss, is actually building his own army here. You get that feeling that he's actually becoming a world power versus just a legend.
Wow.
So that's what I'm playing this week.
I've been debating about picking that up. Every time I hear about it, I always hear like this is one of the best Metal Gears / games.
It's worth it. It's because it takes what Ground Zeroes did, and it builds on it. There's stuff that they didn't have in Ground Zeroes, because you have Afghanistan, which there are mission areas where you walk outside and you fail the mission, but when you're free roaming, it's huge. The map is gigantic, and it's not just sure, there is the big vast emptiness between bases,
sure,
but there's just maps around where you can plot out. It's like they took a page from Far Cry, where you can plot your attack and go from there. And sure, you can run in and gun and just shoot everything up. The only problem I had with the game so far is the fact that they're automatically set is something called reflex mode, which was...
is it like bullet time?
Yes. You can turn it off, though.
Okay.
Which is excellent. Turn bullet time off, and you're set.
I like bullet time, though.
Yeah, but Metal Gear Solid, if you're caught, you're not supposed to slow down time and be able to take out the guy that saw you.
Okay.
There has to be punishment for getting caught. It's a stealth game. It's tactical espionage action.
Okay.
Well, anything else you got to say this week?
No, I think I'm pretty solid. I'm Metal Gear Solid.
God damn you. Well, Jerry, why don't you send us out?
Happy gaming, everyone.